All right, let's set the stage for this one. A swatting scare hit a school in Norwalk, part of a recent string of hoax threats across Connecticut. Health officials confirmed the state's first measles case of the year. And here in Hartford, a firefighter was injured in a house fire with a partial roof collapse. We've also got a wild World Cup upset story and a dramatic water rescue on the sound. I'm Garrett.
I'm Leah. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day, with Leah and Garrett in Hartford, Connecticut.
First up, Norwalk police responded to a swatting call at a public school on June 15th. Swatting means someone makes a fake emergency report to trigger a big police response. It is dangerous, it creates panic, and it ties up first responders who might be needed elsewhere. In this case, officers found no credible threat, but a district-wide security protocol went into place, and officers were assigned to each school as a precaution. This comes amid a recent surge of similar calls in the area. Despite multiple incidents, none have turned up a real threat so far.
That's close to the heart of it. School safety is non-negotiable, and even a false alarm can throw a whole community off. Classes disrupted, families anxious, resources stretched. Honestly, it's exhausting. Why are we seeing this spike?
A few factors, I think. It's easier to hide behind tech now. Caller ID spoofing, which is faking your phone number, makes tracing harder. And there's a copycat effect when these hoaxes get attention. That's why targeted tech fixes like better call authentication and smart legislation that increases accountability are part of the conversation. Bottom line, police are treating each call seriously while working to shut down the trend.
Okay, let's move on. Health officials confirmed Connecticut's first measles case of 2026. An unvaccinated adult from Hartford County got sick after international travel and is hospitalized with classic symptoms: fever, then a rash. Measles spreads through the air and is highly contagious. Think tiny droplets that can linger for a while. Connecticut's MMR vaccination rate is among the nation's highest. MMR stands for measles, mumps, and rubella, and that strong coverage helps prevent outbreaks even as the country deals with a bigger wave this year. Travel-related exposure is still a risk, so that's the key context here.
Yeah, that checks out. Vaccination keeps the wall up. Herd immunity, which is community-level protection, depends on most people being immunized. If you're heading abroad, make sure your shots are current. And if you feel off after travel, especially with a fever and rash, call your doctor before showing up in person to avoid exposing others. Next up, here in Hartford, a serious house fire on Theodore Napper Lane Sunday, June 14th. Crews arrived at a 2-story multifamily duplex. During the response, part of the roof collapsed and a firefighter was injured. 6 residents, including 3 children, were displaced, but everyone was accounted for and safe. Firefighters knocked the blaze down quickly, limiting further damage. The cause is under investigation. The American Red Cross, which is a disaster relief nonprofit, and local emergency services are helping the families with housing and essentials.
What a close call. Real talk, the speed and bravery in a situation like that deserve a spotlight. Roof collapses are terrifying. Even with gear and training, those seconds matter. Community support is huge right now. With Red Cross and local services coordinating, families have a place to start. Why do roofs fail so fast in a fire?
Heat weakens structural members. Think beams and trusses that hold everything up. When fire eats through those supports, the load shifts and parts can give way suddenly. It's a big reason interior operations are timed and constantly reevaluated. Firefighters weigh rescue, suppression, and structural safety every minute.
Switching gears just a little. World Cup shocker. Cape Verde, an island nation off West Africa with about 500,000 people, played its first ever World Cup match and held Spain, the European champion and a tournament favorite, to a 0-0 draw in Atlanta on June 15th. Their defense held strong, and the star of the night was Vozinha, their 40-year-old goalkeeper. Team captain at the back, stopping shot after shot. For context, the World Cup is soccer's global tournament every 4 years, and Cape Verde is now one of the smallest countries ever to qualify. That's a story worth telling.
That's a curveball. I love an underdog result, It reminds everyone that organization, belief, and a locked-in keeper can level the field. It also pokes at the idea that in an expanded World Cup, smaller nations can't compete. Clearly, they can. Hats off to Cape Verde. That's one for the memory bank. Last up, a dramatic water rescue on the Long Island Sound near Silver Sands State Park in Milford. On June 14th, 2 people got trapped on a sandbar by the incoming tide. 3 others jumped in to help, and all 5 ended up in distress. Fire crews used 3 watercraft, including 2 department boats, to bring everyone in. 2 people showed signs of hypothermia. That's when body temperature drops to unsafe levels. This was actually the second such incident over the weekend, after a similar situation involving fishermen in Fairfield. Changing tides can turn a calm wade into a dangerous situation fast.
Keeping it real, that's scary. Major kudos to those rescue teams for moving quickly and skillfully. Water looks calm until it isn't. Cold water and currents can sap your strength in minutes. Why do sandbars catch people off guard like that?
Sandbars are basically underwater ridges that appear walkable at low tide and then disappear as the tide rises. The water funnels over them faster than you expect, and a safe path back can vanish in minutes. Checking tide charts and heeding park advisories turns that risk way down. So there we have it, folks. From hoax threats and health alerts to local heroics and a global soccer twist, that's the gist today here in Hartford and around the state.
Stay safe, stay kind, and have a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow, right here in Hartford.